What's going on, everyone? This is Badass Reviewer, and I'm back with another review. This time I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Build-A-Figure Mandroid. This is a pretty cool Build-A-Figure. I really like that they put 3 Build-A-Figures into this series. It's unfortunate though that it's really hard to actually build these things, considering you have to buy so many figures, and they made the torso piece only available with Black Widow, who was only like single packed in the entire case up until now, which they're pretty soon gonna have a revision case where you can pretty much build an entire Mandroid. But you need the arms, which is the problem. But if you've been buying all the figures and such, you won't have really a problem getting that. Oh, and that just came off. That's weird. Well, I guess that comes off, so that's cool. So yeah, and I was able to actually build 3 of these things. It wasn't easy, and it probably cost me a little over like $300 or something like that. Definitely not, but it definitely wasn't cheap to build these things, considering all the time and effort I put into finding the army builders, such as AIM, Hydra, and then trying to find the Black Widows and stuff like that. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't cheap. So I have 3 of these guys, and they're pretty nice. Cool to army build if you want to do some cool like army fights and stuff with shield and aim and all that. So really cool. It's definitely taking a bunch of reused parts from the Ironmonger figure, which I don't really have a problem with. At least they kind of tooled it up enough where you don't really like think about it. But I definitely wish they would have, gave this a bicep swivel. I don't think it would have been that hard, honestly, but they didn't do it. But it definitely takes away from the overall articulation, which isn't bad, but it would have been nice to have that there. But really nice. He has the shield logo plastered on his front here. He's got this cannon that doesn't really do anything. It just kind of sits there, and it's really just kind of crappy looking on the bottom, but I guess it's fine since you kind of just put it right there anyways. The head's nice. Overall, it is all pretty much just black, like gray with some black on it, and then there's yellow for these little parts here, but that's about it. Not a whole lot of detail, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, I think it looks fine the way it is. He's got these mounted miniguns on his arm, and he's got this crazy looking claw thing, so he's really gonna screw some stuff up when he gets into battle. And I'm pretty sure these things made a debut in the what was it, the Iron Man Hulk movie. It was like an animated film that came out last year. I haven't seen it, but I definitely remember I saw like a preview or something on the back with these guys. So that's kind of cool that they're like kind of plunging into other resources of like characters and stuff to get things from. So that's really cool. One thing I will note is the head. I wouldn't put the head on all the way just because I've heard that some people couldn't really move the head around, so it's better to just place it onto here, because once you put it on there, it's definitely going to be really hard to come off, and it stays on there pretty good if you just kind of like half it. So I would recommend you do that instead of putting the whole thing on, because otherwise it's going to be stuck, and then if you have it in a weird position, you'll never be able to move it easily. So I would definitely watch out for that. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to tell. He's pretty nicely detailed. I mean, the legs are exactly the same as Ironmonger's, so are the arms. The only thing that's different is that he has these extra weapons, and the torso is the biggest part that's different, because this is a different torso piece, which looks pretty nice. You can tell these are probably like rocket boosters or exhaust ports or something. He's got this cool spine looking thing on the back. So it's a really nice figure. Yeah, I'm glad that Hasbro is putting out, larger Build-A-Figures, even though we're getting freaking Jubilee pretty soon for a Build-A-Figure. So I thought we were done with these small figures, but this is a medium figure, I guess. But yeah, still pretty cool figure, and he's a little bit taller than Ironmonger himself, actually, and I think that probably is due to his torso area. But enough about that. Let's go over articulation real fast. His head is on the ball peg here. As you can see, there's no like up and down movement really, so pretty much it just goes left and right. This thing, it can rotate, but it's like, it plugs into like a little slot. So you kind of have to lift it up a little bit and then you can move it, but it looks kind of weird, and it really could move that way. I guess it could, but it looks kind of weird. So I mean, you can move it, but it's up to you. His arms can go in and out, rotate 360 degrees. No bicep swivel, unfortunately, but he does have the hinge in the elbow, and he doesn't really get a full bend with the elbow just because of the sculpt, and we've seen it before with the Ironmonger, so you kind of know what to expect. But I'm pretty sure that even the Ironmonger got a little bit more, but definitely because of sculpting is why it does that. He's got a hinge in the wrist. He's got diaphragm articulation, so that gets a good range of movement, so that's pretty nice. His legs can go forward and back, in and out. Rotates at the upper part of the thigh here. He's got double jointed knees. He's got a hinge in a foot, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. And then he does have an ankle pivot, and the joint down here is like a ball, I think it's a double ball peg. Well, it's definitely just like a ball with rotation in it, so it kind of moves around with the foot, and then like you can do the ankle pivot, and then if you kind of move it around weird, it gets all tangled up. So if that makes sense, I mean, it's just a ball peg that's holding it on. So overall, definitely satisfied with this figure. If Hasbro would have, you know, done this a little bit better, a lot more people could have built these things, but who knows what's going on with Hasbro. They're kind of, I don't know, they do some weird stuff sometimes. But definitely, if you haven't picked up this wave, I would. And I would definitely just, you know, get at least one. And I mean, you're gonna get, if you build the entire thing, you're gonna get like the AIM soldiers and all the other figures. For this wave in total, I would definitely say it's a must-have. If you're a Marvel Legends fan, or a fan of the movie and a fan of Captain America, then this is definitely the wave you want to get. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys will check out my other reviews and such like that. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.